Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the website Obsurvey. Since I already have an account, I'm just going to log in. And from here, I'm going to create a new survey. Now that we've started creating the survey, we're going to have to pick our questions. There are different types you can pick from, like multiple choice, select one, checkboxes, select many, grading question, short text question, long text question, and descriptive text. In case you don't know what each type of question is, you can simply scroll over it and it'll give you an example. Since my major is biology, I'm going to create a survey with questions that are based around that. I am going to start out by picking a rating question, and as you can see here, there are different types for base examples that you can pick from, and I am going to use good to bad to start out with this question. As you can see in this example, it gives you choices between very good and very bad. Over here where you see statement, that is where you enter exactly what you want people to rate, and since I'm in biology, I'm going to be using different stuff from that. Okay, so I'm going to use meiosis, cell theory, and mitosis, just for a quick example. So this seems like a kind of weird order, and in case I want to change that and put meiosis and mitosis together, since they're more alike and cell theory is not really to do with them, I can switch cell theory around to be in a different order, and therefore meiosis and mitosis are more closer together. So you're probably wondering just exactly how we are rating these different questions. For example, cell theory, meiosis, mitosis, yes, you rate them between very good and very bad, but what are we basing that on? So if I'm a teacher and I have a test coming up and I want to know how well my students feel about a certain subject that's going to be on the test, I can use this to ask them that. But to help show that and explain, you can go up here and click Add New Question here, Descriptive Text, and you can enter that here. For example, I would put something like, say, how do you feel about each subject that is listed below? I have added the descriptive text explaining the question below. Now, if I wanted to add another question to this page, I can simply click here to add a new question. Or if I want to add a new question but on a different page, I can click Add New Page here. Alright, so in case you didn't want a page break here and accidentally click that, you can always click Remove Page Break, and it'll bring the question back up to the previous page, or you can always add one back in. On my second question, I want to know exactly how kids feel about biology given a simple few choices. So I'm going to click multiple choice, select one. Alright, now I'm going to enter my new question here, which is how do you feel about biology? For example, there. It starts out with only giving you two choices, but if you go down to the second one, press enter, you can get three and can just keep going. Then if you know what you want to put in there, you can answer that and write that in for students for different choices that they can pick from. So just quickly put in a couple answers for your students to pick from. It can be whatever you want, and it doesn't have to go in any certain order, just whatever you want it to be. Like for me, I'm going to put just a list kind of in order of good to bad, but it can be in whatever order you want. So if you have a new question on a different page, and there's the next page button down here, but you don't want to say next page, just simply click that and you can type in whatever you want. Like if you want a next question, you can type that, then the button becomes next question for the person to pick. Alright, now I'm going to add a third question down here, yet again on a new page. So my next example question is going to be a checkboxes question, but I'm going to add some descriptive text right away so I don't forget to do it later and the students don't get confused about the question. So my question for the students is, what is a living organism? Choose all that apply. So I'm going to actually add the question in. And so example, if I wanted a checkbox question, but I click short text and I didn't want it in there, I can either click cancel, or if I get a different one in there, I can always click delete. Alright, so I'm going to go check boxes. So my question is it a living organism or not? So my choices could be something like human, sun, rock, I don't know, maybe something like your shoe, or you put in grass. So students can click multiple choices for their answer, whether they're right or wrong. Alright, so my next question is going to be a short text question. I don't know, if you just wanted a number, for example, like there it says, what is your age? And the person type in blank years, and then you put emails or websites or telephone number. I'm doing text aloud because my question is, what is your, this is going to be a personal question for the students, your personal favorite animal? Then they can just type in the answer to their question in the text box below. Alright, so since this box seems kind of small compared to the rest, I'm going to add another question. It's going to be short text, any text aloud. My question is, who is the father of evolution? Which is, of course, is Charles Darwin. Okay, now I will show a long text question, which my question is, what is a hypothesis? And I want to my students to give an example of one, which they can do right below in the text box again, but this time they have more room to do it. Alright, so let's say that I am now done with my survey. I can quickly hit Save Survey, which then will save. And if I want to, I can preview it, like as if I was the person filling it out, put in my answers to everything, go to the next question, see what everything does, how it works, and type whatever you want, or you can just skip it and just see how it all works out. And then when you're done with that, if you want to do that, you can just go to click My Surveys, and it'll bring you back to them, or you can later edit it again if you want, or preview it, or you can click to collect responses. Alright, so I'm going to go to collect responses, and this is how you edit all the collecting and everything. So if you want your students to do this, you can send them the URL and say, for example, if you wanted them to be the only ones who can do this, you can put a password into it and then give your students that password so then they can fill it out and everything. Or if you don't want it, you can always remove it. Click on the remove. I'm just going to click cancel because I don't want one. And that's how you can do that. And end it without JavaScript or with and everything, in case that's how you want to use it. So if you want to see your survey, you can go to live survey, but sometimes that doesn't work. I would recommend doing this right away in case it doesn't work. So you can go to collect responses, and then you click new response collection, click OK, create new response collection. Scroll down, click go to live survey, and now you can take the survey yourself. Put in your questions or answers to the questions, whatever you want to do. Type in stuff. That's your survey, and then you completed the survey, close that, and it'll bring you just right back to the site here. So if you want to view your collections, like if you've ran the survey more than one time, you can click your view collection, and it'll bring up the different ones, and it'll have them all there in a list. if you have more than one, which in this case I only have the one. So by clicking report, we can see the answers the people gave, like just in a general group, like for cell theory or this entire part, it would show how many times a certain question was answered with that specific answer, and then the percentage of that. If you scroll down, it would show the different responses given down here for a question. So that is a quick example of how you can use Obsurvey in teaching. It's just, if you want answers, you're going to have to remember to tell your students to use this and give them the link for it and everything.